Hey, welcome back to Pink's Garage. It's been a while since I've done something actually in the garage. I've been out at the racetrack a lot. Right now my cars are down. This car back here is set up, will be set up for a road course if I ever get around to it. And the Mustang had some issues at in MRA at the Holly Ford Fest with the clutch, something. So it's not running. So today we're doing something for my wife's car. So we have this car right here. And it got damaged, and I had the major structural damage fixed, but they did not replace the strut. They fixed the strut tower, but didn't replace the strut, so I need to do that, and I've got a new strut. But in order to swap the strut out, I'm going to use the original spring, because it's fine. It's just the strut itself is bent. But to be able to do that, I've had multiple different types of spring compressors, and the one I still have currently does not work well on the Mustang springs. It's fine for the rear. I can use it on the rear springs, and I can use it on the Focus springs, but for the fronts, the base of where the spring sits, it's too big, and they get stuck on that. So the one I used to have for them, it broke because it was a Harbor Freight one, and it was a long time ago I had one, and I broke it, and so I quit using that one. I've been struggling with the one I currently have, which is like a McPherson strut style one, and it gives me problems. So what I did is I went on Amazon and I bought a new one. And the new one is in this box back here. So see that box right there? That is where the new one resides. And we're gonna take that and open it up today and check it out and put it together, and then we'll have something we can use. So just join me as we open this box up and check out what's in it. So I bought it on Amazon. It was about $140. Hopefully it's not total crap, but it's made by VEVOR, VEVOR, Tough Tools, whatever, half price. They're made in China, so I don't expect it to be too hard, but here's a guide on how to put it together and how to use it. So we'll go ahead and open this thing up and see what we got. First we got some styrofoam. Get that out of the way. We got boxes inside boxes. And we need to open them up and get whatever's in them out. Let's see what we got here. We have some bolts and chain. That's probably for safety. And then we've got this piece, whatever it is. So, grab the bolt. Just trying to make sure we don't lose bolts. We'll just put everything on the floor for now. Get it out of its packaging. And I'll go through and make sure that I've got everything, and we'll put it together. But, oh yeah, here's the pieces that. These are what you put the spring on around it so it can collapse the spring. I think I got a couple different ones here. These two seem to be about the same size, so I'm guessing they're just replacements in case one breaks, or top and bottom. I don't know. Oh, and we got more, so it looks like we got small ones and large ones. So we got some small ones. Okay, there's all that. I think this box is empty, not quite. One more piece in here. Get this box out of the way. This looks like the legs. Yep. So this is the legs. So the feet, I should say, not the legs. It's got holes in it, it looks like, so you could actually mount it to the floor. We will probably not be doing that. Okay. I got the one big piece. This is the stand. So this is not really a mobile one that you can do it on the car. This is for when you take your struts off the car to work on them. So, and that's what I do with these. I don't try and compress them while they're on the car, because there's no need to. They just come out. So, okay. tip for the big box. Get this one last box open, see what's in it. And as usual, it all smells like it came from China. I don't know, it's just a distinctive smell from the parts that come from China. And so it's the hydraulics. So the hydraulic jack with an extended foot pedal for it. So you operate it with your foot. And, well, it's strong enough to survive a drop. Luckily it didn't chip my concrete up. But this, pretty simple. So you've got the regular foot pedal right here, and then you've got an extended one. I'm going to go ahead and just put this in right now so I don't lose it. So I'm going to get reset up, and I'll come back and we'll put this thing together. I went through the list, made sure I had everything. I used their little list in here to make sure I had all the parts. And they all seem to be here. So first step is, of course, putting these feet onto the stand here so that it holds itself up. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Pretty simple process. The good thing will be is when this is put together is how well it works, which probably won't get to that till later because I still have to take the strut out of my wife's car. It's not level. I'm going to fix that real quick. Okay, so it wasn't level, so I'm going to fix that real quick. I don't know if that's any better. Not really. You know what? Not really going to worry about it for now. I'm just going to continue putting it together. I'll level it out later if I really have to. I mean, I should just be able to probably take a hammer to it and level it. Okay, so the step-by-step instructions here are not the best, it's just pictures, but better than trying to read bad English. So step 2, I need to add the number 13s and put the jack on. Okay, so I guess that's where that goes. I think I would have put this on first. Take this out. Might need to retap that hole too. Luckily I have a tap, so that's not hard. And this uses these. And it doesn't really show how they go in. I'm just guessing washers go on the bottom because of the large holes that it gives for this. It's not, you know, it's not filling me with, you know, super confidence of it being super well designed. I mean, I would have made it to where these holes that it went into were threaded. I mean, you just would have had to tighten the bolts down instead of having these large, I mean, unless they use this for multiple things, but they have a very large hole here. And they're just big squares. So, I'll look to make sure I'm putting it in the right way. I am. But not the easiest thing to get put together. Should probably just prop it back up here on this table again so I can lift off the edge. That's what I'm going to do real quick. I don't know if you can see those big holes now. I don't really show them that well, but they're just big slots or big rectangles. So it's not like this was designed perfectly, that's for damn sure. Let's see. Maybe what do we have on here? It is. A little bit of an extension. But I don't think I need a smaller wrench. What is it? 14. No, 12. Guess the fun part's going to be later if I need to adjust this, because it's not super easy to do all that with the way it sits. So, what's next? Now, wants me to put the extended foot in. I'll do that in a little while. That doesn't have to go on now. So now, I am going to have to lower it or set it back down again. If it'll fit up here, I'll just do it up here. Really need better workspace, I tell you. Okay, so now we need to put on part number 6, which is the sliding block. There's 2 sliding blocks. We need to make sure we get the right one. And it's this one. And how does it go on? It goes on. How does this go on? Okay. It goes on like this. Unless getting this. Locks into this. So I don't pinch my finger too badly. Yeah, that goes on there like so. Okay. So a lot of leeway for the adjustment there, that's for sure. So I think I'm gonna tweak this a little bit. Can you? Nope, I cannot. I'll have to take it apart. I'll do that later. It's not super important. Too big. Let's tighten this in. If it will. It didn't strip. Really hope it didn't strip. It didn't strip, but it wasn't where it was supposed to be, so. Doesn't seem to be going down. It does need to be adjusted. Okay, this is all fun and games. Let's see. Do this. Loosen that up. Turn it and get it adjusted to where that falls in, and this is straight. There we go. That's on there now. Now we can put this bolt in, tighten it down. Don't over tighten, it will strip, I can tell. Now we just need to tighten these up on the bottom again. back one. Hopefully y'all can see that. I think I might have been too low for the camera, but I got the jack in, got it straight, this attached here, so I think we're good now. Let's see. Next, we need to put number 9 on, which is this one. Ends up there. Okay, really doesn't tell you how to do this, so I guess we have to put it in a certain spot, and then we attach the chain. Somehow, it really doesn't make a lot of sense. So let's see if I can figure it out. We have all these bolts here that came with it that are like they're zinc coated. They look all nice and shiny. But I'm of the thinking that they'll need to be replaced. They don't look very strong. So I got 2. So I need number 10, which is the chain. I need 2, which is number 7, which is the larger, the M12 by 80s. And then I need the M8 by 60. I got the M8 by 60 right here. Guessing this goes in here. This most likely holds the chain. Thinking the chain gets put on with that with no washers, which is just weird. And then these 2 are probably settable for height. I think they'd be better if they were just pins with lock ring, or if I get some pins and some harders to put them in. So these go in here. Different, you can set the height. It doesn't really tell you hardly any of this. It's just kind of a guessing game at this point. Like these I'd like to replace with some pens, so they'd just be easy in and out. Kind of like they're small, so maybe I'll have to look into it. Maybe it'll work with, say, some hitch pens, the smaller ones. It might work with smaller hitch pens if it's not too wide. And then these 2 bolts, I'm pretty sure, are for putting those pieces on. Let's see. Secured under strut spring, blah, blah, blah. So, we use either 11 or 12, which is the 2, the small one or the large one. Put those on after we get this chain attached. So I'm trying to look and see, how the chain attaches. So, this is how the chain attaches, so I don't know what good this does. Where did I put my chain? The chain, do this, the chain, this goes through the chain, into here. You can't tell, but this chain barely holds on. So it just goes under this. There's nothing holding it right now. So, not sure what good this chain does. I'm guessing the chain is to keep things from springing apart too far. Just in case. I don't know. But, I mean, I guess you have to adjust the chain. So if you lower this for something shorter, you'd have to adjust the chain. Now this chain really needs, this bolt holding it really needs washers. Down at the bottom side it needs something holding it, because there's nothing right now. I guess when we put these in, maybe it'll hold it a little bit better. But I'm thinking, for now I'm going to put these small ones in. I don't think I need the big ones right. I'm not sure until I pull the things off. But these seem to be pretty easy. So, we'll just use the bigger ones for now. Just for the demonstration of how this works. And I really would like to replace all these bolts with pins. It's a little loose, you can't really tighten it, and since it doesn't really get tightened, there's no reason this needs to be bolts. And I think I've got pins that'll be stronger than these bolts. These bolts feel kind of cheap. But, you know, I'm not trying to compress huge springs. I'm trying to compress springs off of a Mustang, and I only need them to get them compressed enough to be able to loosen the nuts without breaking things. So there we are. Got it put together except for this foot. I will be right back. I'm going to get a tap so I can tap this hole out better. And have that done. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and got the tap. I just need to find my ratchet. Just have it. And we're gonna. I think it just has paint in it that needs cleaned out, so yeah, easy enough to chase it by hand. Just had some paint in it. So we just put this in here, and bolt goes through it. This one I'm actually going to tighten. Make sure this one's tight. Okay. So there it is. It's all put together. I'm going to put it down on the floor, and then we're going to test it, see if it works. I'm guessing that's the release. I just realized that that's not a pump. That's a release because it doesn't have a release valve on it like a normal pump does for like a jack. So as you can see, what you would do is you take your strut and you'd put it in here, and you'd adjust this to whatever the length of the strut is, or a little bit above it, so that these gets under the bottom of the spring. This is on the top of the spring. Then you're just gonna, you know, use a jack, and as it pumps it up, which this is why this thing needs to be level. I mean, there's no resistance on it right now, so it's just coming up. As it pumps it up, it's, you know, compressing the springs together, which I think for my springs I'll lower this down so I don't need to pump it quite so much, because it's not, I mean, our springs are only like that tall in the state they're in, uncompressed. So this thing will go pretty far up. So compress your spring, you'll be able to take the top nut off, pull it out, and, you know, stay tuned. My next video, I'll actually be doing the replacement of that spring or the strut, and then checking the alignment, because the alignment's a little bit off. The steering wheel's like at the 2 o'clock position when it's going straight. So we're going to check, once I get that down, that the alignment's decent enough. I might fix it myself. I also need to check to make sure that the tie rods aren't bent. I looked at most of the control arms. They look fine. If they're not, I think I have the lower rear control arm for that side to put on it if I need to, because I'd replaced this one recently because it was a little bit off. The ball was a little damaged on it. So if nothing else wrong, the next video we'll just be doing the work on the Mustang. It's an EcoBoost Mustang, but it's my wife's car. It's her Barbie car, as she calls it. And yeah, we'll try and get that working for her so she has her Mustang back. And let's see, so this button, or this foot pedal, is tight. And is there a lock on it or something? Huh. Well, let's see. Do I really need to? So you really got to stand on this one to get it to go down. There we go. Yeah, so it does not want to release very easily. I mean, and there's a spring on there, it'll be a little easier. But yeah, this release, I think I was pushing harder than I needed to. Check that again. Get it pumped up a little bit. So, okay, so there, that, yeah, I was pushing way harder than I needed to. So yeah, it's pretty easy. So there's that, and we will check how it works on the next video when we're actually doing the work. So that's going to be it for this video, the unboxing and putting together of the VEVOR string or Strut spring compressor model YH13. You can find it on Amazon. I am not sponsored in any way by these guys. Just something I found that was cheap for me to do the job with, and hopefully it'll stop the struggle I have when I'm trying to compress springs on my Mustangs. And my Focus too, I'll use them for that, because if it works, you know. Next video we will see how that goes. Until then, I'll see you in the garage.